What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Misguided Goddess podcast. This is the Misguided Goddess Sion. Sisters, how y'all feel? Brothers, y'all all right? I hope y'all been okay. I went on vacation. So that's why y'all didn't get an episode last week. But I'm so glad that I waited to do this episode. So glad I waited to do it. So it had been on my heart and in my mind that I realized that I always, at the end of each episode, I tell y'all about my different businesses and what I do and everything like that, like the stuff that I sell, tarot readings and everything. And one day it popped in my head and I was like, you know what? I be offering these people tarot card readings and I ain't never explained what a tarot card reading was. So today we're going to talk about spirituality and tarot readings because I had this incident. I had this incident while I was on vacation where me and this lady, we were talking, and she asked me to interpret a dream for her. And I did, because, I do that sometimes too. But she was like, she didn't understand the dream once I said it. So I was like, oh, well, I do tarot card readings. Like I said, I wasn't going to do none this weekend because I'm off, but I got my cards with me just in case because I always keep my cards on me. Okay. So she just was like, oh no, I didn't want to just get into it like this. Damn. But here we are. Fuck it. Let's go. So she was just like, oh no. And then went into this whole spiel about tarot card readings and called me a witch and told me I practice witchcraft and that's not of God and this, that, and the third. And I realized like, yo, this is not the first time that this has happened to me. This is not the first time that somebody said this to me. And it's a lot of people who definitely think that doing tarot readings or getting a tarot reading done is like witchcraft. And can I just be the first to tell y'all, it's not. I don't know who told y'all it was, where you heard that at. A lot of y'all watch Carmen growing up, and y'all let Wyclef scare y'all with them Cards Never Lie song. And that's not even much how that go. Because, of course, Hollywood is going to try to convince you that tarot, anything that's not in the Bible, is witchcraft or being a devil or worshiping the devil. When I pray before I do my tarot card readings, I'm not praying to the devil. I don't know how other tarot readers do their readings, but the way that I do my readings is when I talk to a person before I do my tarot readings, I pray. I cleanse my space and I pray and I ask for a message from God. Tarot cards are simply a divination tool. Just the same way that people speak in tongues and people have visions and all of that, because I have visions too. I don't really like to share this because I don't know why I don't like to share it. That's something I may have to talk about with my therapist. But anyway, and we have to talk about my therapist too, y'all. I'm going to talk about therapy with y'all too. All right. We're going to get into that today as well. I have so much to tell y'all because I really had a good time on my vacation as well. But I really want to make sure that I get this part out. Anyway, back to my tarot reading. So, for instance, if you come to me and you're like, oh, see, I want a tarot reading. Okay, cool. Now, if you're in front of me, of course, it's going to be different than the way that I do it on Instagram or through a text message. Because for certain customers, I don't do theirs on Instagram. Certain customers, I can do a FaceTime with them, or I can talk to them on the phone, or I'll just record it and then send it to them. Or some people, I do it right then and there, right in front of them, right? So each time I do it, I kind of do it the same way. If you're in front of me and you can tell me when to stop shuffling the deck, I tell you to tell me when to stop shuffling the deck. That way it's like you're picking your own cards. I'm not picking these cards at all. Now, if you are not in front of me, I have you pick a card 1 through 20. And while I'm saying my prayer, I'm shuffling the deck however many times you told me to shuffle it. And for every single person that I do a reading for, I usually do pray for patience, peace, and protection for them. Which I pray for that for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Because I told y'all, and I want to say that was the last episode, I always pray for people to get closer to God. So it's that peace, protection, and patience. Because tarot is timeless. There isn't a timestamp. So a lot of people, and I realized this when this lady was going on her rant, because I did let her finish. I let her finish. I let her say every single thing that she wanted to say. I grew up Christian. I grew up in a Christian household. My mother is a pastor. Well, she doesn't have a church, so I really wouldn't call her a pastor. She's a preacher. My mom's a preacher. Okay. But I'm not a PK because my mom became a preacher after, after I was, I was already here. Like she had all her kids and then that's what God called her to do. You know what I mean? So, and God calls you to do certain things. Like for instance, wait, no, I don't want to tell that story yet. Let me get back into what I was saying because I'm gonna get off track and then we're gonna miss it. Okay. But I grew up in a Christian household. So yes, I do know what people consider witchcraft. Like my best friend, her grandmother growing up told me we couldn't watch Charm because they were practicing witchcraft. I mean, they was witches. So of course, but I still watched Charm until it started getting a little bit weird and I got uncomfortable and then I had to stop watching it. So that was that. But then my uncle, he told me growing up, because like I've talked about this on a pod before too. Like my uncle, he's a pastor as well. And when I was younger and I would go to their house, that's when he used to be like in school, in theology school and everything like that. So we used to talk about a lot of stuff and I'm like maybe 9, 10, 11 years old. And even then I had a lot of questions. So, talking to him, he told me growing up that I couldn't watch Harry Potter because that was witchcraft. Now, mind you, I'm already watching Charmed. But by this time, Harry Potter came out when I was in 4th, 5th grade. So I was 9 and 10 years old. Oh Lord, I'm about to say, oh Lord, I'm telling my age, but shit, y'all know I'm 30 in this bitch. But anyway, so anyway, but I never, to this day, never watched Harry Potter. But that's because, my uncle is like a very prominent figure in my life and I respect him. So I listen to him, right? So I just never watched it. And nothing's wrong with that. Like if y'all watch Harry Potter, that's cool enough. Y'all read the books, that's cool. First of all, them fucking books used to be too damn big. I wasn't about to carry that around with me to read. Was not. Even though in our house growing up, we had like 4 bookcases full of books. So we did read, you know what I mean? Like we definitely read. My mama taught all of us how to read before we started going to school. So I want to say my next door neighbor told us I learned how to read when I was 3. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been talking down. Okay. So anyway, so I always kind of knew about that and everything like that. But listen to me, back to what I was saying about being called. Certain things you're called to do. Me with tarot, I was called to tarot. I didn't decide to just start doing this one day. I can tell you the day I was called to do this. I was on my phone, on Amazon, looking at books. I was looking at books. I wasn't looking at nothing to do with tarot. I was looking at books. And me looking at books led me to looking at albums. And then some kind of way, I clicked on something, got into that hole. Y'all know when you get into that Amazon hole, when you ain't really you window shopping on Amazon. I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. I window shop on Amazon all the time. I got like 18 lists for, I'm gonna need this for this and this for this. That's just me. That's how I shop. And so I love Amazon. Thank you, Jeff Bezos. Thanks a lot for believing in yourself, brother. But anyway, one thing led to another, and I kept seeing this one tarot deck. Like I kept seeing it, and I'm like, what is this? So I click on it and I read it, and it kept coming up, and something inside of me said, buy it. I clicked on buy now. I never click on buy now. I like to buy my things all together. Not with this. I clicked on buy now. I bought my first tarot deck. It was called The Good Tarot. And I still have the deck. I lost it for a while. Well, thought I lost it for a while, but it really was just packed up with me, being back and forth from Dallas. And yeah, y'all know the story. But anyway, it was just so crazy to me. And then I just got into it. It was like I got into that. And then I started to do kind of like, I don't really want to call it research, but I kind of started to learn as much as I can about tarot, what the cards mean, what does this mean, what energy is this. But for the most part, nobody taught me that. You see what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, they have some books teaching people how to read tarot. But what got me really into it was me just playing with my deck all the time, shuffling it, playing with my deck, doing readings for my friends. Because my friends, they didn't, it's like, when, not as soon as, I'm not going to say, because of course somebody was like, oh no, but you know the people to go to first. And even though we don't talk anymore and he's not allowed to be a part of my life anymore, one of my exes, when I told him that I was called to do this, he was so happy for me. And he was like, I'm going to be the first person you do a reading for other than yourself. I did readings for myself for about 6 months. And when I tell y'all, it was so scary. That's the real reason why I had to start doing it for other people, because I'm like, everything is coming true. Like, everything is coming to pass. What the fuck? Okay? But like I said, this is a divination tool. At that time, I didn't understand that, though. I didn't understand that. I did not. Excuse me, guys. I didn't understand that at all. So, kind of talking to him, reading more books and stuff like that, you know, it really got me to where I was confident enough to even offer my friends tarot readings. So my friends started letting me do it for them. Some of my siblings let me do it for them, but there's still some people who are really afraid of tarot cards, because another thing with, like I said, y'all watch Carmen and y'all let Wycliffe scare y'all with that cards never lie shit. People get tarot and fortune telling confused. Fortune telling is a whole different entity in itself. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm not telling nobody their fortune. And when I was talking to the lady who I'd say called me a witch, and let me just say this too. I wasn't mad, y'all. I wasn't mad. I let her speak her piece. Like I said, I let her speak her piece. And I could have went back and forth with my piece too, but I didn't, because I was on vacation. And at that time, I'm the party captain on vacation. Okay. So I'm full of party favors at this point. We shouldn't have even been having this conversation. However, because I am who I am and my spirit is my spirit, it don't matter if I finish drinking 6 bottles of Bel Air and I didn't smoke 8 joints. Like, y'all want to talk about God? We can talk about God. I just don't like to. It's not disrespectful, because guess what, baby? God is going to accept you as you are, okay? At all times. And if God has to use you in that moment when you are like that, God's going to use you, okay? So with all of my, back to what I was saying about the fortune telling. It's 2 different things. Fortune telling, because she was like, you use your tarot cards to tell the future, right? And I'm like, no, that's not what this is. So guys, no, that's not what that is. But like I said, some people are clairvoyant. So some people can see things. Some people have visions for other people. I've had visions. I just had a vision the other day. I don't always like the visions that I get though, because they usually are about death. However, it'll be somebody who definitely is about to die. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't know when. Still, even with that, I don't know when. So no, I'm not a fortune teller, because guess what? I'll have a dream that somebody's going to pass away, and it could be a week, it could be a couple of days, it could be a month, and then that person will pass away. But it's not like I can see death. I can see when death is coming. No, I can't. Well, shit, I guess I could. It's like, no, you can't walk up. Let me say it like this. I can't see death coming by choice. Let me say that, because like I said, I have dreams about these things, and I can't tell a person, oh, you gonna die, February 23rd, 2037. I can't tell nobody that. I don't have that kind of power. And God, I don't even want that power. And God knows I don't even want that kind of power. I don't want it. Nope. Nope. However, that's not even fortune telling either. And let me just say this. If I could tell fortunes, right? If I could pick Powerball numbers and all of that. Because when I was younger, that was like a joke my mama used to have with me, because I used to be so lucky. Like, I would win shit all the time. And she would always say, give me the winning Powerball numbers. Listen, if I could do that, every person that I know and love would have won the fucking Powerball right now, okay? Every one of my siblings would have won. All of my aunties would have won. Majority of my cousins would have won. My friends' parents would have also won. Hell, I would have been all under the bridge asking the people, are you trying to change your life? Let me give you these Powerball numbers. I just know me. I just know me. You know what I mean? I can't do that though, guys. So don't think that I'm going to give y'all a tarot card reading and I'm going to say, oh, hey, girl, you about to win a Powerball. Because I'm not. However, if you get a 10 of Pentacles and you get that money coming in and then you do win a Powerball, don't forget your sister, okay? Don't forget me. I'm not asking for much. The Lord wants 10% tithes and offering. Hook me up with a good 5, sis. That's all. Good 5. Don't forget your sister. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, I wanted to get into this. So back to me saying that the tarot cards, they spoke to me. They definitely did. They spoke to me. And the more readings I got to do, the better I became. Like I did a reading for my friend recently, and it's so crazy because me and her actually became friends because I started doing tarot readings for her. And that's how we kind of became friends. Like that was like the basis of our friendship. So anyway, I was doing a reading for her the other day, and with her, I just do them right on FaceTime. I did her reading in like 3 minutes, and she was like, that's it? And I was like, yeah, that's it. And she was like, damn, you really getting better at this. God damn. I remember when this used to take like 20, 30 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, I know, because I was so nervous about being definite on the messages. And I'm not like that anymore. But that's for me. You know what I mean? You have to grow with this. This is a gift that I have. This is something that I practice. This is something that I enjoy. And this is something that's really helping people. Because when I tell y'all, I done met some people and I'll do a reading for them, and I haven't met this. I would know this person from a can of paint, and I will read this person like a book, and they'll just be blown away. Shit, I'm over here blown away too. So if you are afraid of getting a tarot card reading done, not even just from me, y'all ain't got to come to me. Go to whoever your spirit is guiding you to, because everybody's spirit ain't going to guide them to me, because that's not how this works. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have the gift of tarot, and a lot of people, they even have people who want the gift of tarot, so they learn it. Okay? But they have some of us, like I said, who were called to do this. I was called to do this. I never in a million years thought that I would be doing tarot readings, especially because, like I said, in my childhood, so many people kept saying, oh, don't do this, that's witchcraft. Don't do this, that's witchcraft. Okay. So it's like, that's why at this point where I am now, when people do call me a witch, I don't get offended. I'm not a witch though. I'm a goddess. Okay. I'm clairvoyant. I get messages. I get all kinds of stuff. I have dreams. Listen, I'm a very special person. Okay. I'm not bragging about this. I'm not boasting about this because I'm not the only one. But I want to be clear when I say getting a tarot card reading does not make you any less of a Christian. Okay. Because while I'm not a Christian, I won't even claim that. I have a Christian background. I was born into a Christian family. Actually, it would technically be Baptist. We went to a Baptist church. But I think that all of that kind of falls under the same umbrella. Okay. But I decided when a lot of my questions wasn't getting answered in Christianity, I decided to go on a spiritual journey and got all of my answers, all of my questions that I had, I got them answered. And now here we are. And through that, because I did start asking for questions, I got led to tarot. This is simply a divination tool. This is simply a tool that I use to have communications with spirit, to have communications with my higher being, with my source, with my God. Okay. That's not for everybody. However, the people who this is for, it's for them. Don't shame people about something that you don't understand, because clearly you don't understand it. Okay. And they have this thing I want to say. And when I say this, I do not want to offend anybody. I don't want to offend nobody. But how y'all gonna sit up here and say that doing tarot card readings is witchcraft when y'all literally drink a person's blood and eat a person's body every month to cleanse your own spirit of your own sins? Tell me that, answer that question for me, and then you can tell me how and why me using tarot cards to get messages from spirit is witchcraft. Let's do that, okay? And then I'm going to also say this too. This is no disrespect to Jesus. Like, people always be like, oh, you disrespecting Jesus. No, it's not. Jesus was a man. They say it in the book. Did you read the book? Like I said, I didn't finish the book. I read parts of the book. Plenty parts. Random parts, but parts. Okay? But it's in the book. Like, he was a man. He was the son of God. Guess who else is the son of God? You. Guess who else is a child of God? You. You don't have to drink a person's blood or eat a person's body in order to ask God to come into your heart and create a clean heart in you, or renew a right spirit within you. You don't have to do that. Y'all know that, right? I mean, yeah, it's respectable. Do y'all thing because that's y'all tradition. But I'm very non-traditional at this point, and I am just creating my own traditions. But I can easily say that part of the prayer and still have it happen for me. You know why? Because I'm a child of God too, and so are you. And that's goes back to what I was saying in my last episode. We all have the spirit of God. Like they always say, oh, you're always connected to God. Yes, you are, by spirit. And that's what makes you a child of God. You have God's spirit within you. So no, if anything, Jesus is like our brother, okay? And again, I'm not disrespecting him. I'm not saying don't believe in Jesus. I'm not saying that at all. Because yeah, I believe in Jesus. He was here. The stories wasn't a lie. That wasn't false. However, you can pray to God. You can literally say, hey, God, I've been sinning. Can you forgive me for my sins? And God will forgive you for your sins right then and there. You ain't even got to call on Jesus. Boom. Okay? So I hope that, like I said, didn't offend nobody. Keep on going to church, pay y'all tithes and offering, do all of that. Like, don't not do it, because don't think that I'm saying don't do it. Nah, do it. Do it. People need church. Like, people need a place to go to praise and worship and gather and talk about God and talk about Christ and talk about, have that sense of community. People need that. My issue with church, for me personally, is the fact that church has become very hypocritical, and I don't respect that. I don't want to be in a space where I can't praise the way that I want to praise, and I can't thank my God the way that I want to thank my God. Like, that's just, and people, and it's like, okay, this is another thing. People at certain churches, they're like hella judgmental. And my thing is, if God says that his judgment is the only one that matters, how is it that you in the church can judge a person and not sin? Like, y'all judge people for their sins. And isn't that a sin in itself? Aren't you doing God's work when you judge a person? Aren't you playing God? Isn't that a bigger slap in the face to God, if anything? Because we're not put here to judge each other. We're here to love, take care of each other, protect each other, grow with each other, and heal with each other. We're not here to judge each other. However, in this world that we currently live in, everybody's fucking judgmental. Everybody wants to be the judge and the jury. You can't do that. That's God's job. You can't do that. I mean, unless you a judge, then I mean, that's totally something different, because that's like, earthly matters, and, that's get into a whole nother thing. But now I'm preaching now. I didn't even want to get into all of this. I didn't want to get into all of this. I just wanted to talk about tarot, and I just wanted to explain that, because like I said, that wasn't the first time that I ever had been called a witch, and that don't faze me. I'm a witchy ass bitch. If y'all only knew, I do a whole lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, that would be considered witchcraft. It's not witchcraft to me. It's just a tradition that I like to do. Like, for instance, it was once considered witchcraft. I was once called a witch because I have an altar at my house. We could all have altars at our house. We can pray wherever we want to pray. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, on my altar, yes, I have my ancestors there. That's because I like to give praise to my ancestors and thanks to my ancestors, because those people are my spirit guides now. Okay? However, I read my books there, whether it be the Bible, the Quran, whatever it may be. Okay? I read my books there. I read all my spiritual books there. I journal there. I meditate there. I pray there. I give thanks there. That's what I do. That's my altar. That's what I enjoy doing. And I know that I haven't been to a Catholic church before, and I really do want to go to one. I think I want to go to one for like St. Joseph's Night, though, because I've been doing a lot of research on like saints and stuff like that, saints, deities, and everything like that. So I definitely do want to experience that, because I know that they do like offerings, like they do a candles, or they'll light a candle, or I like that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like that. I definitely like that. And that's not witchcraft, right? I like candles all the time. And it could be considered witchcraft, but it's not. Because they do it in other churches, right? So no, it's not witchcraft. But they do have some people like Wiccan and all of that other shit. I don't know nothing about that. I'm not Wiccan. I'm not. Those people proudly, boldly call themselves witches. That is not me. Now, have I done a little voodoo? Psh, probably. But that ain't none of y'all business. Okay? Because that's my business. However, I'm from New Orleans. So we down here, we actually do a little like it would be either considered hoodoo or voodoo with the things that we do, and that's just our culture. It's not thought of in any other way. Like it's not even thought of as voodoo or hoodoo. But when you realize, oh wait, this what we doing? Yeah, it is, guys. It is. And that's just us. We from New Orleans. That's a part of our culture. It's a part of our heritage. Okay? And another thing too, those things, they're called that, right? Like voodoo, hoodoo. But they're just like different takes on African spirituality. And once you kind of learn that, if you decide to go on a spiritual journey and you go through all of these different spiritualities and religions and practices and everything like that. Now, me personally, I did that and I picked up what I wanted to pick up from each and every one of them. And I practiced the way that I practice. And that's on me. Because guess what? When my number gets called, I'm going to be the one to have to go back up there and be like, oh, hey, God, this is what I did. This is what I was doing. Hey, because I'm coming back home. Thank you. And that's on me. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. That's between me and my God. I always tell people, if you do it, don't tell nobody but God. Y'all seen Beloved before? That scene wasn't funny, but that was funny as hell how he said God in that moment. It was so funny to me. But nah, that movie's creepy. If y'all never seen it, it's nasty. Don't even watch it. You ain't gonna like it. It's like, let me just say this about that movie. It's like in a time period of like Color Purple. So I don't even want to talk about it. Anyway, I haven't seen the movie in a very long time, so I kind of really can't even go into details, but I haven't seen it in a long time for that reason. I really didn't too much care for what it really was about. It's like rape and incest, and the girl's like dies and she's special in the head, and it's just too much. I don't really want to go into that, but if y'all haven't seen Beloved, watch it if you want to. Don't. It is on the list of movies I'll be comfortable with never seeing again. You know what I mean? Like for Color Girls and Precious, never gonna watch those ever again in my life. Nope, ain't doing it. Precious was very disturbing for me. And for Color Girls, oh my God, I left the theater with my heart on the floor. I'm never gonna, and that Netflix series, When They See Us, I'm never gonna watch that ever again in my life. Me being as sensitive as I am, stuff like that just be breaking my heart, and I be sad for days, crying and shit, can't hold it together, and I can't do it, baby. I can't do it. Nope. Ain't doing it. But anyway, y'all, so that's the way that I feel about. I just went on a whole ass tangent, but I really just wanted to talk about my spiritual journey and the way that I use tarot cards. So the tarot deck that I use right now is a Raider White. And I just got this Oracle deck, and it's called the Romance Angels, because I be doing a lot of love readings. Like a lot of people be having questions about love and stuff, so I be trying to use that for that. But yeah, man, and that's another deck. It wasn't the same calling to this Romance Angels deck as it was to that Good Tarot deck. I can't even lie. However, I was definitely influenced by this tarot deck. And another thing that I started doing too, like for instance, for the people who are out there, I'm gonna say this, for the people who are out there, if you've been called to do tarot, or if you're just simply interested in doing tarot, something that really, really helped me was literally watching tarot readings on YouTube. Like at one point, I remember one day I was like, fuck, I have to find something else to watch. Like I can't keep watching this, because it's really not good to keep watching tarot readings, or to like do a tarot reading every day. You know what I mean? Like some people, they like to pull one card a day. I did that before, but I did that as a way for me to learn my deck. And y'all probably didn't notice that if y'all follow me on Instagram. Y'all didn't know that. Y'all just see me posting a card a day. And I kind of got away from that because, like I said, you're not supposed to really do that every day. You have these things, they don't have a time limit on them. So it's very possible for you to do a reading this week, next week, and the week after that, and all have the same message because the message hasn't come to pass yet. That time hasn't come to pass yet. And another thing, if there is like, say for instance, you wanted to get a tarot card reading done because you and your husband were like fighting or something like that, right? Okay, so you come to me, get a tarot card reading. That's 1 month. A month passed. And then you come back to me to get another tarot card reading. Nothing's changed. That's because the first one, you either didn't adhere to the advice that was given, or you simply need time for these things to play out, and then you'll be able to not adhere, that's not the word I want to use. Then you'll be able to basically use the advice or the information that was given to you in that tarot card reading. But I had a one customer, I don't want to say a customer, I actually like to say client. I had one client one time, we did a reading for her, we did 4 readings for her, and they were all the same thing. And I had to tell her, listen, I'm not going to take your money again. I'm not going to take your money again because it doesn't make any sense for me to take your money and I'm giving you the same message. We have to be patient and let this message come to pass. And then her next reading, I just did that one for free. You know what I mean? Because by that time it had come to pass. And I mean, it is something that I am paid to do, but I work for myself, so I make my own rules. I can do whatever I want. So whoever gets a free reading gets a free reading, and that's just on me. You know what I mean? And it's like sometimes people don't always have the money, but they are interested, or either they really just need that message. And if it is something like that, then definitely I'll do it because I love doing tarot now. I really enjoy having this gift. I thank God for it every single day. I thank God for it every single time I even touch my tarot deck because it's helping people. It's helping people better understand things. It's not all the time that Christianity helps people understand things. And that's the biggest thing. That was my biggest issue with Christianity as a child. Like I said, I had a lot of questions. A lot of stuff wasn't making sense for me. And either nobody took the time because I was a child, either nobody took the time to explain this to me, or nobody had the answers. I got the answers now. So now I can, do what I'm doing. I can live my life. I can share my journey with you all. And hopefully y'all can get a better understanding of why I am the way that I am now. Because, they have people who met me when I was not here who probably listen to the pod and they're like, oh, this bitch, they came a long way. Okay. And yes, I did. And I'm so thankful for growth. And I'm so thankful for expansion. I am. Not every episode is going to be talking about spirituality and God, though. Every episode, 10 times out of 10, every episode I'm going to slide God up in there. Hey, it's going to happen. But not every episode is going to be about spirituality and everything like that. Like I said, I've been having certain things on my heart that I've been needing to get out. And my therapist told me that I'm going to have to start getting them out. Otherwise, I'm going to start going back down and dwelling down again. And I can't do that. Not going back there. Ain't no take backs. Okay, so let's move on. I hope that I did. If y'all did have a question about tarot, I hope that y'all did kind of get a better understanding of what tarot reading actually is. Like I said, this is simply used as a divination tool. If you just need a little bit of guidance, then you reach out to a tarot reader, whoever your spirit guides you to. Because like I said, it may not always be me. And that's cool. That's cool. But if y'all have questions about tarot, DM me. I'm more than for sure. DM me. If I don't have an answer for you, I will use my tarot cards and get an answer for you. Okay. And if you do, because I feel like somebody's gonna feel a type of way about what I said about communion. If you want to talk about that, we can talk about that as well. Okay. Because remember, like I said, I grew up a Christian. I've done communion a bunch of times. However, nobody once ever explained to me what that was. I don't want to say that because that's a lie. I don't want to say that because I want to say when I was about maybe 13, 14 is when my mom actually she answered my question of why we do that. And it was because of the prayer. Come into my heart, created me a clean heart and renew a right spirit within me. And from then on, whenever I would get in certain type of situations where I just was feeling like evil, like, because trust me, they had some times I've been in certain situations where I could have really hurt somebody, and I really had to say that little prayer so I can calm down and come back to the ground. Okay. Because when I'm livid, I'm livid. Don't make me mad ever. Don't get me there, because it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. And I don't like going there. I hate being mad. I hate being mad. I hate being sad. I don't like that shit. It's just, but I mean, negatives happen. And sometimes you got to get mad to know what makes you mad, right? All right. And I mean, it just is what it is. But anyway, I said that prayer and I feel as though it happened. And I said that prayer a lot last year. And with the amount of growth that I've done, even from just last year, it works. You don't have to do the witchcraft part of it. You can just do the prayer. Prayers work. God is in the business of answering prayers. And if you ask God to come into your heart and create a clean heart in you, renew a right spirit within you, be patient. Oh, also pray for patience. Always pray for patience. Pray for it. It'll happen. You know what I mean? If y'all looked on a podcast's Instagram, I made y'all a post with the fruits of the spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. I made y'all that post so y'all can save it and keep it and pray for those things, because when they say that the best things in life are free, they're literally talking about the 9 fruits of the spirit. Okay. And it's just such a gift. It's a gift, and it's something to be thankful for. And it's you have to be gracious for those things. So not only pray for those things, but when you witness those things, say, oh, thank you, God, that I'm so patient. Thank you, God, that I'm this patient. You know what I'm saying? Because when I tell y'all, I got a tarot reading last year that I am still waiting to come to pass. And this is truly a testament of faith. God is testing my 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 faith and my patience. I can't even lie. Okay. God is testing my faith and my patience, but every single thing that was said in that reading is coming to pass. So that's the reason why it's like, yeah, I'm being impatient, and I know I am, but every single day still, I pray for patience, and I thank God for allowing me to go another day being patient until I wait for what's coming to come. Okay. So, I want to say this too, because I know I always be like, oh, we ain't gonna always talk about God on here, and I don't want to be preaching to y'all all the time. It's not that that's a negative thing for somebody to be preaching all the time, but that's just kind of not where I saw the podcast going. So, it's like that. But again, my podcast won't be for everybody, but because everybody can't be in the clique, everybody can't be down. You know what I'm saying? And that's all good. However, my people are my people, and I love y'all and thank y'all for being my people. You know what I'm saying? And tell y'all friends if you think they'll be my person too. Damn. So anyway, I was about to get into something else. Let's just move on. Okay, so tarot, that's that. If y'all have any questions, let me know. If y'all want to book me for a tarot reading, let's get it. You ain't got to be scared. I'm going to take good care of you. I'm going to give you the advice that you're going to need. First of all, I give you the message. I'm going to say this. Okay. Because now I realized I started saying this and then I didn't. And this is the reason why doing your podcast with notes is important, so you can stay on track. But anyway, when I do my tarot readings, if you're not in front of me, these are the ones that I've been doing a lot lately. If you're not in front of me, I'm most likely doing it on Instagram. I really actually like to do it on Instagram because they have that voice feature where I can just talk it out, and then you can keep that. Because like I said, my reading from last year ain't come to pass yet. So quite often I go back and I listen to it so I can catch everything to make sure I ain't missing nothing. And that's the reason why I like to do it to where people can record it. Well, I can record it and people can keep it. And then I'll send a picture of the cards as well, just so you can always have that. And a lot of my clients are returning clients. So it's like, okay, with the last reading, it was this, that, and the third. And now this reading is this, that, and that. So I try to keep a memory of that, right? And a thing that I'm working on right now is actually a tarot reading book, so that the people who frequently get tarot readings like once a month or once every 2 months or however often you get it, right? you can kind of keep notes of it, and you can remember the cards, or you can write down the cards, so that, because if you write down the cards, then 10 times out of 10 I'm gonna remember the message, right? So anyway, I cleanse my space, sage, Palo Santo, and then I pray. I thank God for allowing me to have this gift. I thank God for leading you to me. And then I ask God for whatever message that may be for you. You know what I'm saying? So shuffle the deck however many times you say it. Stop, pull the cards, read the cards, go into what the cards mean, go into the advice, and then that's about it. If you have I never really get people who have really, really deep, thick spiritual work to do. So I never really have to do what do I want to say? I never have to really tell people, oh, do this or light this candle or do that. But I would, if it comes up, I've definitely had to tell people, light this color candle on this day. Do this. This is the prayer you want to use. This is the song. And this is another thing too. Yeah, I practice Psalms, but a lot of the advice that I have to give to people, I said, yeah, I do Psalms. Yes, I do tarot readings, but sometimes I have to tell people a Psalms to do, a Psalms prayer, like the book of Psalms that's in the Bible. They have a book, and it's just the power of Psalms, because those are the different, whenever you're feeling something or going through something and you need a specific prayer to get you through that, that's what that book is for. So if you have a Bible and you start to look in the book of Psalms, then you're feeling sad or depressed, or you can look in there and it'll give you the right message for you. That's all I do. You know what I mean? That's just a example. I don't always use the book of Psalms. I use it sometimes. Sometimes I really don't have to. But that's the way that I do my tarot readings. Every tarot reader is different. You won't get the same experience at all. Some people shuffle their deck a certain way. Some people have a certain ritual that they do before they do a reading. They have different things, right? But for me, it's private. For me, it's private, and I don't always, for me, it's private. So I don't always like to do group reads, but I'll do I've done couples reads before. What else do I want to say? Every year, my cousin has a New Year's party. It's been kind of annual at this point, because I want to say it's been 2 or 3 years now. But every year I go and I do tarot readings for all of her guests, and that way they kind of get a feel of the overview of their year. And then it was so cool because I did it the first year, and then the second year when I went back, some of the same people came, and they were like, oh my God, we talked about this, that, and the third, and da 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 da, and I remember this, and then this happened. And so you can't tell me that this is of the devil and it's not real. You can't tell me that. This is divinely guided. This is simply a divination tool. Sometimes I don't even need the tarot deck to tell a person. You know what I'm saying? People will come to me with, oh, this happened, or I had this dream, or this happened, and I could just tell them straight out, oh, okay, well, listen, this is what that could mean. Let's go with that. But like I said, if it is a dream, then usually I would suggest, hey, let's look and see what the tarot deck got to say, because sometimes people start, for instance, people who all of a sudden start seeing number synchronicities, or hearing buzzing in their ears, or start seeing butterflies, or start seeing dragonflies. Sometimes those are signs, because you may have been asking God for a sign and your spirit guides are trying to get you the signs. But let me tell y'all something. If you are experiencing seeing number synchronicities frequently too, all different ones, it could be the 222, 333. One of my angel numbers is 420. Every day I see 420. At least once, some kind of way, I end up seeing 420 every single day. Okay. So they mean different things. You have to look into it. If you look on my personal Instagram, the Miss CB Fab one, I have in my highlights the daily tarot cards. If y'all want to look at some tarot cards, I have the numbers and what those kind of mean. But if you start to hear buzzing in your ear, or you start to see butterflies or blue jays or red robins or dragonflies, that could definitely be your spirit guides trying to get your attention. If you've been calling out if you don't call out to them, they can't help you. So if you do need guidance, if you do need to speak directly to them, just do it. You know what I'm saying? Just do it. Just call them in. Like, hey, spirit guides, I need y'all for XYZ. You can do that, and then they'll start giving you different signs and everything like that, that things are going to be happening. Okay? So, like I said in the last episode, believe in what y'all want to believe in. I'm going to believe in what I want to believe in. But if you think the way that I think and what I'm saying is resonating to you, then this message is for you. And if it doesn't, then it may not be for you right now. Come back to it in a few months. Who knows? Come back to it in a few years. It'll still be up, you know? But, yeah, man, dang, it's been 45 minutes. I didn't want this episode to just be about that. I had so much other stuff to talk about with y'all. But anyway, I did want to say this though. About therapy. So y'all know that I was talking about going to therapy and how much I like my therapist. Y'all, I have to get a new therapist. My therapist then left the program. And I'm just like, ugh, I'm so sad. I have to start this whole process all over again. But I will say this, therapy has helped me out with so much, because especially being on the journey that I am on, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, at a certain point in your life, you want to change stuff, you want to grow, you want to do this, you want to do that, and you start making certain moves, but you might feel like, man, damn, am I tripping? And no, you really don't be tripping. Like my therapist, when I talked to her, maybe last week was our last week. So like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was talking to her about a situation that I was going through in my personal life with someone who I decided to release from my life. I don't allow disrespect. And if you don't, and I don't allow for somebody to not bring reciprocity to any relationship, any connection, any bond that I'm in. So if not saying, because everybody don't have my heart. So yeah, no, we're definitely going to love each other differently. But if you don't respect me, or if you feel like you're going to treat me any kind of way, I'm out. You no longer have the honor to be in my life, because it's an honor to be in my life. Okay. I'm the star of this show. And y'all who are listening, y'all are the star of your show. Y'all ever seen The Truman Show, that movie? Hello, how you doing? I'm Truman. I'm the star of this show. Okay, I create this. I get to decide who's going to be here and who's not going to be here. I get to decide who's going to be my co-stars and who's not. Okay. And I was explaining that to her, and I explained the situation with that person and everything that happened. And I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like people trying to make me feel like I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. Even, let me tell y'all something. When a therapist tell you you ain't wrong, baby, you ain't wrong. And my therapist told me that I ain't wrong. So I ain't wrong. Okay. It's like people will congratulate you for being unapologetic and then want you to apologize for doing shit. I'm not apologizing for nothing that I do unless I seriously hurt you. And if that wasn't my intention, of course I'll apologize to you, because it's never my intention to hurt anybody. It's not. My intention is always to be a good person. I am a good person. I enjoy being a good person. I really enjoy being a good person. Okay? I do. And I know a lot of people like, well, what's a good person? There's no such thing as a good person. I ain't down bad to nobody. I ain't being low down to nobody. I ain't fucking over nobody. I ain't disrespecting nobody. Did I before? Yeah, definitely. I ain't no better. I know better now. I know better now. And hopefully y'all know better now. And hopefully, you know what I'm saying, y'all are doing y'all best every single day to be a good, productive citizen in this crazy ass world. You know what I mean? I'm the one less person y'all got to worry about being a fucking psychopath, because I ain't got time or the energy to put into that. I got a whole bunch of other stuff I'm working on. I'm trying to build some stuff. So yeah, I don't have time to have certain people in my life if they decide to move a certain way. I don't have time for that. I don't have the space nor the energy for that. I do not. I done went off again, but my whole thing was saying I really do enjoy therapy, even though I did have to, even though I am going there, because I didn't even start it yet. Even though I am going to have to find another therapist, I'm really not tripping. You know, Miss D did her thing with me, and she really, 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 really just touched my heart. I can't even lie. Like, we hit it off from the first call. From the first call, we hit it off. If y'all didn't listen to the other episodes, I do therapy through this app called BetterHelp. BetterHelp allows you to pay for therapy out of pocket if you don't have insurance. If you don't have a job, Like say you're getting unemployment or something like that right now. If when you're filling out for the app, when you put on there that you're unemployed, they'll give you like a discounted rate. And I'm not going to disclose the amount that I pay, but the amount that I pay for a month is the same thing that some people might be paying for a week. Okay. So I am very thankful to God because I really needed it. I really, really needed somebody who was not inside my family, who was not my friend, who I could just talk to. I could just get these feelings out to, because some of us don't have that. So if you are a person and you don't have that family structure, you can't go to this person or you can't go to that person, and you don't have a friend that you can go to, get a therapist. Because guess what? They're going to make sure that you're now communicating effectively. They're going to try to bring some understanding to your life, and they're going to listen to all of your problems and then give you feedback and give you the proper tools and techniques that you need to better maneuver through life. If y'all want the link, DM me. I'll give y'all my referral link, because if you use my referral link, you get a week free and I get a week free, and I love free. Okay. I love free. So just let me know, don't be scared. I ain't gonna judge you, because I didn't go to school to be a judge now, baby. I done went to school for business. I done went to school for real estate, but I ain't never went to school and I went to school for marketing. Never once went to school to be a judge. So I will not judge you. So I wanted to say that it really, really was going really, really well. So I definitely do suggest it. I want us to heal. I want us to be better as people. I want us to understand each other better. I want us to have a better understanding of each other. I want us to build a community again. I want us to be a community again. It totally takes a tribe. It takes a tribe. We can all be ourselves, and love each other. We can do that. We can definitely do that. And the more of us that decide to do that, the better off the world will be, right? Y'all stay safe from the Ronis. We still in a pandemanium. Wear y'all fucking mask. I'm not gonna tell y'all what to do as far as the shot. Not gonna do it. Not even gonna get into that conversation. We're never gonna talk about that on this podcast. Cause do what you want to do. That's on you. If you feel like you gotta do that, do that. If you don't feel like you gotta do it, don't do it. Boom. There you go. Like I said, didn't go to school to judge. But wear y'all mask. Wear y'all mask. Wash y'all fucking hands. And use sanitizers. Like Lysol sprays. Clean stuff. Be clean. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Wash your hands. Wash your ass. Wash your body. Clean your house. Keep things clean. Okay? I don't even understand how they have a fucking another variant if everybody was still like social distancing and cleaning everything all the time. Nah, niggas got real loose once they got that shot. I said I wasn't going to go into that. I said I wasn't going to go into that, and I did. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say about this. Just keep on being clean, y'all. Cleanliness is next to godliness, like I said. And we're gods and goddesses over here. And that's the reason why I greet y'all like that. Okay? Don't ask me why I keep changing my voice. It's literally just coming out. I actually just realized that I was doing that. But anyway, I'm gonna close the pod here. I really did not mean to talk about tarot the whole episode. But I hope that you all enjoyed. Like I said, as always, if you have any questions about my tarot readings, or if you would like to book a tarot reading, if you have my phone number, text me. If you don't, DM me. I have Instagram, I have Twitter, I have Facebook. DM me, shoot me an email. It's on and it's on my business card. And if you live in New Orleans, you're going to start seeing my business card all over the place. And y'all, this week coming up, actually, when this pod, I missed the week. Don't worry about it. But when this pod airs, I'll be in Vegas because I'm going to see Usher. I told God that 12-year-old Sion has to get to Vegas to see this Usher review because I loves me some Usher. Like I said, him and Beyonce, I've been there since the beginning. We in here. We in it. I'm going to be in there dancing my ass off and singing my ass off with my mask on. Yep. Yes, I am. It's going to be fun. So I'm going to release this episode on that day so I don't have to miss a week every week with y'all just because I'm on vacation. But this is my last vacation of the summer. This is my summer closeout. After this is wrapping it up, getting ready for fall. It's almost quarter 4. It's time to to live it up, you know what I mean? But anyway, I have updated my website. So if you guys have been missing out on your shea butters, on your bath soaks, giftsfromagoddess.myspotify.com. The link is in all of my bios on my link tree. Any one of my bios, any of my social medias that you follow me on, the link is in the bio. The website is back up. I'm still working on it, still adding products, but it's just, I'm happy to have it back up, y'all. I'm so excited. So please, please, please support my Black business. And if y'all want to buy a journal, guys, I know y'all don't want to be writing in those journals that say, if you can't say it, write it. I got a lot of men talking about, oh, we want journals too. So that's why I made y'all a brain dump journal. Okay? Because I know a lot of men like, I don't want a diary. Write it down. Get you a brain dump journal. Get you a brain dump journal from Goddess Sion. Again, the link is in my bio. The journals that I sell, they're only available on Amazon. I have a few on hand, not the brain dump journals yet, but I have like the regular journal, the other journals. I have those on hand. I'll sell those at any pop-up shop that I do. But if you want it in 2 days, Amazon. Click the link in my bio and you can buy any of your journals, dream journals, daily journals, mood journals. I have a dream journal on there. I have a brain dump journal on there, and more journals will be added as time goes on because I love making journals. If y'all want a tarot reading, like I said, DM me, email me, whatever. At this point, I just own so many businesses. It's hard for me to always keep up with saying these at the end. Thank you again for listening to my podcast. If you could, please, please, please do your good sis a favor. Leave me a review. That helps me get my message out to more like-minded people like us. The people who are for us. I want to expand our community. I would like to expand our community. So if you have friends, family, anybody that you think would benefit from or just simply enjoy hearing me talk and rant about random things, please let them know. But like I said, leave me a rating, leave me a review. Please, guys. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart and the depths of my soul. What else I got? I think that's all, y'all. I want to double check and make sure though. Hold up. Journals, gifts from a goddess, tarot readings. I'm serious. I think that's it. I'm going to holler at y'all once I'm back from Vegas. Hopefully I got a fun ass story to tell and not a sad one, because shit getting shut down again, y'all, and I'm getting nervous, but I'm not going to speak it. I'm only going to think positively because I'm going to see Usher. I'm going to Las Vegas and I'm going to see Usher perform live all of his hits, and I cannot wait. I am going to be very happy. So I will talk to y'all next week. Thank you again so much for listening. I pray that you all have an abundant and blessed week. I hope it's positive. And of course, I won't be doing tarot cards while I'm in Vegas because I'll be on vacation. But if y'all want, book a reading with me, just DM me, let me know. And we'll get that set up for when I get back. Okay? So thanks again for listening, guys. I love you so much. Peace.